Hey, from Sunday school to jail cell, this is a Sunday teacher horror story. I don't know what she did, but for her to be on death row, she did something. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Disturbing. It would scar the city of Tracy forever. This video footage of 8-year-old Sandra Cantu was recorded just minutes before she went missing from the trailer park where she lived with her mother. Sandra was loved by everyone in this community, and she would spend her days running around the park and playing with the other children. The police had no leads as to where the child was, but then they received a call about a suitcase that a passerby had found at the edge of a stream. Inside the suitcase, investigators found Sandra's body. The police had no clue as to who the killer was, but then Sunday school teacher Melissa Huckabee, who lived a few trailers down from Sandra, reported that a suitcase had been stolen out of her vehicle. The police immediately asked her to come in for an interview.
I had some photos I want to show you. One of your suitcases was missing or something, or what was it?
Was stolen.
Was stolen?
Yeah.
And it was stolen the same day that Sandra went missing?
Yeah.
Did you report it stolen?
I had called before we even had found out that Sandra was gone. When I got to the church, my grandma called me. Then I asked her where my suitcase was, if she could run outside and check, because it dawned on me that I didn't have it, because after I unloaded everything out of my car. And she went outside and looked, and she was on the phone with me and said it wasn't out there. And then she looked in the house and it wasn't there either. So then I told her, I asked her if she thinks that I should make a report, and she said yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that's been missing in the park, like things that get stolen.
Like thefts and stuff?
Oh yeah, my grandpa's tools have been, all of his nice tools were just stolen out of his shed. And
you know, your daughter, I guess, was pretty close, right? And you presented to your daughter, Madison was really, really close with Sandra, and we're trying to, talk to as many people as we can to help us out in this investigation, and so we just plain putting it out there, we need your assistance in however way you can help us in figuring this whole thing out and figuring, what happened and that kind of thing. So I want to show you a picture of two different pieces of luggage. One's a black suitcase and one's like another piece that possibly could go with it or something like that. Okay. So tell me if you recognize either one of these or if they look like yours. Take a look at this one right here.
I have that one.
Okay, that's one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The detective shows Melissa a picture of the exact suitcase Sandra was found in, and she confirms that it does belong to her.
Did you buy it by itself, or did you buy it with other pieces?
I bought each item separately. Okay. That one, to be honest with you, I don't remember if I bought that because they were all on clearance.
All right. Nobody's found it yet so far?
Nope.
Nobody's told you in the park that they saw it or anything like that?
I asked a bunch of the kids that I knew that were...
Investigators found it strange that she reported a missing suitcase on the same day Sandra went missing, but they had no evidence proving she was involved, so Melissa was allowed to leave. Later that night, the community held a vigil to show support for Sandra. During the event, Melissa approached an officer who was attending and presented him with a note she said she found on the sidewalk. The note claimed that Sandra was put into a suitcase, thrown into the water, and it gave the location of the suitcase. What's interesting is the police had not yet revealed that Sandra's body had been found. This raised a red flag with the detective who had initially interviewed her, so he asked her to come back in for a second interview the next day. Melissa begins by telling the detective that she went to school for criminal justice.
Nah, she making me mad. So you reported the suitcase she got found in, so now you the superhero on the block. You Spider-Man, like himself, and you gonna find the note too? Yeah, she did it. Put her in jail.
College for criminal justice for 2 years.
When was that?
That was when I just got out of high school in 99.
You graduated in 99?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a little bit older than you. I'm not going to tell you that. You said 99.
Well, you don't look older. So.
Yeah. No. You're not married anymore, right?
No.
So where's Madison's dad live, your ex-husband?
I think it's Topeka, Kansas. He became violent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, peace out.
Well, it's probably better if, if their relationship wasn't functional, that you guys split up. What were you doing ride-alongs for?
I was interested in becoming patrol.
Oh, becoming a cop?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to do forensics, but I wanted to be a patrol officer first.
What made you give that up?
I was assaulted by an off-duty police officer.
Really?
After spending about 20 minutes making small talk, the detective decides it's time to get down to business. He realizes that Melissa is interested in forensic science, but what he doesn't know is that Melissa used that knowledge to try and hide the horrifying things she did to Sandra. Starting with the suitcase, the detective will continue uncovering shocking evidence that will eventually lead to an even more shocking confession.
I just want to talk to you about the suitcase and what you know about Sandra and that whole thing. So when did you remember that you didn't have your suitcase?
When my grandmother called me from the home to the church.
You said when you came home, or you said you told me that you called somebody about your suitcase missing or something like that, right?
Yeah, I called from the church.
Be careful with that. Who did you call?
I called the police department.
Tell me about how your daughter Madison and Sandra met. Is it through the trailer park?
Yeah.
How long have they been friends? Tell me about their relationship.
They've been friends since we first moved down there. She came by and asked if my daughter could play, and
Sandra came by?
yeah,
Okay.
she's always walking around the park all the time.
How often does Sandra and your daughter play together?
Pretty much almost every day.
Almost every day?
Yeah.
Did they play together on the 27th, the day that she went missing?
No, she came by right after school had ended. She came by and asked if Madison could play. And Madison answered the door, and I was going to the restroom, and she just said, "Can you play?" And I yelled out, "No." So my daughter said no, and I was coming out, and I saw my daughter close the door, and I saw Sandra walking down the steps.
When did you first find out that Sandra was missing? Who told you, and what time was that on that day?
I'm used to having her, like, somebody come over and say, "Is Sandra here?" You know, because they're looking for her, and I think that was around 7 o'clock, a little bit before.
So pretty much right when you got home, someone came looking for her?
Maybe like 20 minutes. I'm so bad with times.
Okay, no, that's understandable. I mean,
Melissa explains that her daughter and Sandra were friends, and they would spend a lot of time together. Eventually, the detective decides it's time to talk about the note that Melissa found.
And then, what did you see?
And then I saw like a little paper on the ground, and I just kicked at it, and it had some like dirt on it, and I saw the word "Cantu" on the top. And so I like picked it up, and I looked at it, and it said Cantu, said suitcase, but I think it was misspelled. This is something, and I ran to the police officer, and I told them that they were at the front entrance. And so I ran to the police, and I told them I was like...
Did you take the note with you, or did you...
No, I left it there.
You just dropped it?
Yeah, because I know, like, fingerprints. Told them that I saw the note, and they were asking what it said, and I was trying to, like, tell them, but I could barely even breathe, and I remember I sat down right where the mailboxes were, and they were waiting for somebody to come to flip it over, and they were trying to calm me down, and because I was like hyperventilating. And
when a murder suspect emphasizes how shocked they were when they learned the victim was dead, it's rarely accidental. In interrogation psychology, this is a deliberate narrative move meant to steer how the detectives perceive them. Melissa wants the detective to know how devastated she was when she found the note, but he isn't buying her lies.
So you were pretty upset?
Oh, I was hysterical.
Were you crying?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
All right, and then where did you guys go after that? Who took the note? Did you keep the note, or did...
No, they took it.
With the note?
They got like a evidence bag, and they put it in that.
Did the note say something about a suitcase?
Yeah, it said Cantu, suitcase, water, and then 2 different names.
Was it upsetting you that you found the note, or what was upsetting you?
It was, what upset me was the fact that she was gone and it had been so long, and also that note, and just like the thought of something happening to Sandra, it just like really upset me.
When you saw it, was it face down or was it face up?
It was face up.
It was face up?
Mm-hmm.
And you said it's the Cantu part that caught you?
Yeah, when it said Cantu.
What did you think when you saw it?
I thought I just was sick to my stomach. I thought like this was something that the police needed to know, because maybe that was where she was. then afterwards, I'm like, why would somebody write a note? Is it somebody that saw my suitcase being stolen? But why would they not say something? What would they have to hide? So, I mean, that was like afterwards. But, I mean, when I got down to the part where it said in stolen suitcase.
Did you find that kind of weird that your suitcase was stolen the day before?
Yeah.
And that note was talking about a stolen suitcase?
Yes.
And did that trip you out, or what were you?
Yeah.
What was your thought?
That it really tripped me out because it's like that's kind of a weird coincidence.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too when I read it. When it was first shown to me, I thought that's kind
of weird.
And
then the fact that I find it, of course,
yeah, that's crazy.
That was like kind of bizarre to me as well.
It's bizarre to
how
me too.
I said, well, my suitcase is waterproof, so I hope that she's okay, and I hope they go and try and find her. And
who wrote this note?
I have no idea.
What does she mean? Her suitcase is waterproof? What? Is it? Okay.
Who do you think wrote this
Jeez.
note? I mean, if you had to speculate or estimate, or
looks like a kid wrote it.
Why do you think a kid wrote it?
Well, because it's misspelled and the penmanship, and then we just had the visual. Looking back, maybe somebody at the visual maybe knows something, or maybe the person that did it maybe had a guilty conscience or something.
Hours before Melissa's second interview, the police department would have a press conference where they would make it known that Sandra's body had been found. The detective shows Melissa a picture of the suitcase Sandra was found in to confirm it was her suitcase.
Do you find it ironic that you found it and your suitcase was gone? Was that just kind of trippy to you?
Yeah, that was very trippy to me.
And you've never found your suitcase to this point?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen a picture of the suitcase that Sandra's found it?
Have I seen a picture of it? Just like the aerial view and like an up close one on my phone that my mom had sent me.
I'm showing you. This is the suitcase.
That's the suitcase that you guys found? That looks like my suitcase.
And this is that little pond or irrigation area. That's the side of the, bank or dirt that she was found in.
Makes me nauseous. That picture makes me sick to know that she's in there.
Help me understand how Sandra Cantu ends up in your suitcase.
Well, my thinking is that somebody stole my suitcase and used that to put her in, obviously, to hide her in. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if she was, which I hate to even think about her even being or assaulted or anything like that, beaten, or, I mean, just the thought of her being in the water, if she had drowned or if she was dead when she was put in the suitcase. All those thoughts run through my head, and that makes me sick.
Most of what Melissa says is meant to manipulate the detective. She mentions that she hopes Sandra wasn't violated. The reason for this is she wants to make sure the investigators check the body for any signs of assault. The police found a rolling pin at the church that was covered in Sandra's DNA. An autopsy was done on Sandra's body, and it came back that she had been assaulted. It appeared that Melissa had used the rolling pin to try to make it look like a male had abducted her.
Why would someone take Sandra? Why? I mean, you have a little girl. Your little girl's 5.5. I got 3 boys, younger than yours and a 6-year-old. But why would someone take a little kid?
Disgusting things.
Disgusting like what? Tell me.
Like, asking them, or
why?
Because they're sick perverts.
Do you think Sandra was assaulted in a sexual manner?
I would say yeah, because the only reason why I would say that would be because why else would somebody take a little girl?
That's what I've been asking myself for 2 weeks.
Why else? Why would they take an innocent? I mean, you saw the picture of her.
Why would they just take a 20-year-old and assault them and put them in a suitcase? Why would they take and then why would they use your suitcase? Or if it is your suitcase, I mean, it looks like your suitcase, and
right.
Why would they take your suitcase to do it, and why Sandra? Why not? Why not these other girls at the park?
I think it was just an opportunity of convenience to me. I mean, my personal opinion.
The other thing the autopsy revealed was that Sandra had been drugged, prior to being killed. What investigators found interesting is that Melissa is prescribed the same medication that was found in Sandra's body.
Hypothetically, what would happen if she took one of your Xanaxes?
She would be asleep.
It just knocks you out?
Yeah, my dosage is 2 milligrams.
What do you think that'd do to a little kid if they took it by accident, like if they picked it up off the floor or something like that?
It'd be very dangerous.
Really?
Very dangerous. That dosage, yeah. They would be falling all over the place.
Really?
Oh, definitely. I've always worried about Sandra actually, when she was a baby. They would let her walk around by herself. And she actually came over and was talking to my grandpa when she was little. She was probably like 4. And said,
For who?
Sandra, when she was about 4 years old.
How did you find that out?
My grandparents
He told you about that? But you weren't living there then, right?
No.
They just told you about that?
Yeah, that she was always wandering around when she was like 4 years old. And
In the park?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yep.
I have you want to hear my theory?
Sure.
I think the person, whoever it is, knew Sandra, like what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Sandra was available, meaning she's here, there, everywhere in that park. She loves that park. She has friends, and I think her mom thought that she was out playing. I don't think her mom was sure where she was playing, and I think someone who knew her and had to know her pretty well, because everybody I talked to at that park, and I've talked to everybody, told me that Sandra wouldn't leave that park. And you told me that the other day. You said she would not leave that park, right?
Nope.
But there's only a few people that she'd ever leave her mom said there's only a few people that she'd leave the park with. She said she'll go with you to the park. She'll leave with you because, her and your daughter are best friends. She was comfortable with going to other people's houses. But as far as for leaving the park, she said, besides Madison's mom, who she plays with all the time, like you said, there's really no one besides her family, her aunt and uncles and stuff, that she'd leave the park with, nor her mom would allow them to leave the park with.
Right.
But she left that park, and that's why we couldn't find her. She left that park.
The detective begins to imply that Melissa is a suspect. Up to now, Melissa's body language appears to be very comfortable, but as she realizes she's becoming a suspect, her body becomes more defensive.
Couldn't figure out how she people don't disappear, you know what I'm saying? People do not disappear. So I had to figure, okay, she saw somebody she knows, she got in their car, and she just took off. That's what I think happened, is someone who she knew took her out of the park. About the time she's last seen in the park, or in the mobile home park, is about the time that you leave. Here's my theory on the note, is what we talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wrote this note wanted us, the police, to find her because they gave us a clue. They would give us a clue. It was there for a reason, the note was. And there's a reason why you found it. And there's a reason why you gave it to us, because you wanted to help us find her. And we appreciate that, and that's why I've been talking to you about your suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a reason that only you're the one that found it.
Yeah, I don't know why would there be a reason why I would be the one to find it.
Well, I'm asking you, why do you think you're the only one that found this note? And then that same day you came back after you found it, picked it up and looked at it, and then came back real quick, and it was still there, even though it was kind of wet, it didn't blow away. But do you find it ironic that you found that note? Nobody else found it?
Yeah, I do. To be honest, I do feel it.
And do you find it ironic that it talked about a stolen suitcase, and your suitcase was stolen?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I've thought about that too.
What have you thought about?
That's ironic.
Mm-hmm. What do you think it tells me in your studies of forensics or criminology or whatever you've done? What do you think my first thought is?
Do you think that maybe somebody knew that it was my suitcase because that's where I live, and then maybe put the note where I was? No?
No.
Okay. That's why I thought you were. Well, I don't know.
I think you're our witness.
You think I'm the witness?
Yeah, I think you're the person that can help us
if I wish.
answer these questions of who knows about who put Sandra in this stolen suitcase, your suitcase, and threw it in the water at this location. I need you to tell me where this note came from.
I honestly don't know where it came from.
See, I believe you do know where the note came from. No one else could have found this note. No one knew the note was going to be there.
And if I knew who wrote that note, or if I knew anything, like I've been talking to you guys.
When the police searched Melissa's home, they found a spiral notebook with pages torn out. They took the note Melissa found and compared it to her notebook, and not only was the paper an exact match, the police also found indentation of a couple letters in her notebook that matched the letters written in the note. The detective will now present Melissa with his evidence.
I looked at that spiral notebook that we took.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple interesting things, not much, but a couple interesting things we found. One of the things that we found that I was interested in on your spiral notebook was that it looked like it was the same paper size. So I took your spiral notebook, you see this ruler right here?
Mm-hmm.
We took your spiral notebook and we measured it, top to bottom, almost 7 inches. We put it up next to your spiral notebook and thought, okay, let's see if this note or this paper fits into your spiral notebook. Exact same size. I took this piece of paper and I went through the spiral notebook and I took this piece of paper, and as I was going through your notebook, I was flipping through it and I saw this one page. If I write really hard, can you see that T under it?
Of course.
Okay. I found this, but I found an N that wasn't written on. And I took the paper and I put it on it and it covered up the N.
Mm-hmm.
Exact same design. I'm not kidding you. I'm being dead serious.
And I have no clue how. You've got to be joking around with
I'm
me.
not joking. I'm asking. That's why I went out there to get the picture to show you. I'm not joking around. I swear to you.
Well,
Melissa, I'm not kidding. I saw that. I go, oh my God. And I said, this came out of the notebook out of Melissa's house. Because we saw that N and we thought that was weird. Because these N's are pretty distinctive. When you look at this note, every N, it's not different people that wrote this note. So let's measure the notebook. We measure the notebook. Let's measure the paper. Same kind of paper. It's spiral. We look at it. And then we take the paper, just like I think you would do.
right.
You put it over the notebook, and it covers up the exact same pattern as the N.
Then that means that was the notebook that was written in.
Well, I can tell you why I think you wrote the note.
I mean, you told me why, but I didn't write the note. I'm telling you, I did not write the note. But I've given Sandra and Miranda both one of those notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the only person who has one of those notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that you found that notebook in my house.
With the letter N indented that covers the letter N from the word throne on the exact same location of the paper, and this paper would fit right back in there, right above where the letter N is indented, and it would cover that up. It wouldn't be sitting in between these two words or anything like that. Same exact design, pattern, everything of that letter.
I don't know what to say as far as that goes, except that it's not. I didn't write that note.
The detective presents Melissa with a blown-up picture of a sticky note that they found in her car. Written on this sticky note was the location of Sandra's body. When she realizes they found the sticky note, Melissa claims that after she found the note that talked about where Sandra was, she wrote the location down on the sticky note and went to go look for Sandra.
I don't know why I didn't tell you that.
Well, let's talk about it. Why?
Because you're a liar.
Well, because it's incriminating to me.
Possibly.
I mean, the suitcase
Mm-hmm.
is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want people to think that I did this to her because I didn't.
Let me ask you something.
I knew those names on that piece of paper. I remembered them. And I went on the computer and I looked up street names. I went on a map and I looked on a map and I saw that those were 2 names. And then I saw that the cross street was that, and I wrote it down on that notepad. So that's the only thing I swear that I've lied about. I'm sorry.
And so you went there after you found that note. Why did you go there?
To find her.
Why did you want to find her? Why?
Because she's missing.
What did you do when you got there?
I just saw the 2 cross streets. And I went down that road. And I didn't see anything, any water anywhere. But I didn't see anything else.
Do you see anything that's the same in this note and that note? I see 3 letters that look the same. The W, look at this W, and look at this W, and look at the water. I think the person that wrote this note didn't want us to figure out who wrote the note, and they tried to change their handwriting.
But I did not write that note. I did write.
And the last thing I want to do is accuse someone of doing something wrong or, sick or whatever that didn't do it. I've spent the last pretty much 2 weeks of my life trying to figure this out. And I finally figured it out. But it took a lot of evidence for us to figure it out.
To tell you the truth, right now, I think I want a lawyer.
Let me see your purse real quick. You need to stand up.
Are you arresting me?
Yep.
Of course.
Turn around that way. Put your hands behind your back.
You're under arrest for murder and kidnapping.
What?
Melissa, you're under the arrest, okay?
I didn't do anything.
All right.
Melissa was arrested and put into a holding cell, but a few minutes later, she asked to speak with the detective again. Unfortunately, the first part of her second interview is audio only.
You said you had a video and you were going to show me before I told you I wanted a lawyer. I want you to show me or prove to me that I did it because I didn't do it. It was an accident.
I told you it was an accident. I know it was. Accidents happen.
Kill her. She just died.
I know it was an accident, and that's all I want to know. Why is it an accident? Tell me.
Sandra was walking down the road.
Who?
Sandra.
Okay.
And I saw her. Sandra was walking and she saw me. She came up to the car and I didn't know that she was there until I turned around.
Mm-hmm.
And she saw my suitcase, and my suitcase was inside of my car on the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told you before, she likes to hide and play hide and go seek.
Mm-hmm.
She hid inside of there and I didn't know. And I had to go get my keys and my cell phone in the house because I couldn't find them. And then when I came out 15 minutes later, she wasn't there. She wasn't outside.
Where was she?
I didn't know. And then so I drove to the church.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got out of my car and I took all my stuff out of the trunk. And I went in the church.
Still on.
I was there. And then when I came outside, I looked at my suitcase. And I went to take it out and it was heavy. And she was in there. And she wasn't breathing or anything.
What did she look like?
She looked pale. I heard voices.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me
What did your voices tell you?
that I killed her. I couldn't live with myself if I killed her.
Sandra didn't climb into that suitcase by herself and zip it up.
But she did.
No, she didn't. She didn't get in there by herself.
I know.
Tell me how she got in there.
She got in there by herself and then she told me to zip it up because she was going to scare Madison and Miranda. But when I went into the house, it was like a half an hour. I forgot about her. I just thought that the girls would come out and that I was going to tell them to open the suitcase up and she was going to jump out and scare them. I didn't know she couldn't breathe in there. I swear. Nobody did her.
You know what happens when we get people, right? When they're dead, we go take
Take
them
an
to an autopsy.
autopsy, of course.
And what do you think we're going to do with the little girl who's found in a suitcase?
Check for that.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I said that before was to steer you away, but I'm telling you the God's honest truth that she was not.
She was too. We got our evidence back, but she wasn't by a guy.
No, that's just sick. I didn't have her, I swear. The only thing I never told you was that I had gotten the cup of water and put a whole bunch of my pills in it
Mm-hmm.
and tried to make them dissolve. And then I took a drink and I spit it because it was disgusting tasting.
Where'd you spit it at?
It landed on her.
Landed on her?
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know, inside the suitcase.
Inside the suitcase while she was in there?
Like on the bottom part, like by where her feet were.
Melissa tries to explain how her medication was found in Sandra's system, but, like everything else she is saying, it's obviously a lie. Now that they have her confession, they have to show that she intentionally murdered Sandra. They already have evidence showing Melissa drugged her, but they also found an article she saved on her computer about a similar case.
We found an article on one of the computers, I'm not sure which one, but it was about a 4-year-old girl that was arrested by her grandfather and put in a suitcase in Israel, and she was found in a body of water 2 weeks later.
That's weird. Because I did that. You could ask my grandma.
Who would have researched that? I told you nothing's going to change the outcome now. I'm just searching for some answers. I can get you the article. We printed it out, but it was kind of weird. It was kind of similar to this case.
Everything I did is right now is what I told you.
I got a hard time believing that Sandra wouldn't try to fight her way out of that suitcase when she was in there in the back of your car. You forgot?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm positive. One thing I want you to know is I did not her.
How do you feel now? Worse or better?
Worse.
Worse? Did you feel like it was something that you had to get off your chest?
Yeah.
So how'd you get her to get in the suitcase?
She wanted to get in there, and she told me that she wanted to hide in there and scare the girls, and because I told her that Miranda was in the house.
But you were getting ready to leave to go to the church. You said you're in a hurry, so why would you let her get in the suitcase?
Just because she was going to scare the girls.
Did you go back in the house and get the girls after she got in the suitcase?
I was going to. And when I went there and I was looking for my car keys.
And you couldn't find them? Did you really not find your car keys, or did you purposely leave those keys there with your purse or your
cell phone? No, I really couldn't find my car keys or my cell phone. My cell phone's always like attached to me. It's like glued to me. I never leave anywhere without it.
Why didn't you just call 911?
I just panicked. I don't know why.
Did you not want Sandra to be alive?
No, I wanted her to be alive, but I knew she was dead. My God, I'm a freaking psychopath.
What if I told you someone saw you leave the complex on video with her sitting in the car?
I would say that that's not true.
What if I could go get them for you right now?
I would say bring it on, because I know for a fact that she was not in the front or in the back seat of my car.
Where was she when you drove down?
She was in the suitcase.
Who assaulted her?
I don't know.
Someone did. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to make this any worse than it is.
Oh, I know.
Someone assaulted her. If it wasn't you, it was someone else. The problem is you're probably going to get stuck with it at trial.
I hope not, because I didn't do it. I have no reason
But
to.
you did everything else by yourself. No one was at the church.
I know.
Maybe you, for a minute, because the world was spinning, and it would have been for me too, they thought, you know what, if I can pin this on a guy, I'm not going to be responsible for this. Did you expect to get caught at some point?
I was expecting to turn myself in.
Did you realize it was close?
Yeah, I knew when the police on the news, when they said that they were going to make an arrest, I was waiting at the house.
You understand what's going to happen now, right? You're going to have to go to our jail. You understand that?
Yeah.
In the end, Melissa was charged with kidnapping, first-degree murder, and assault. Realizing that she was about to get the death penalty, Melissa accepted a plea deal where prosecution would drop the assault charge in exchange for her guilty plea. Melissa was sentenced to the rest of her life in prison. As for the reason why she did it, only Melissa knows. There are many theories, the main one being Melissa was an attention seeker and she loved to be at the center of any drama. Melissa may have killed Sandra to create a situation where she would receive attention. Another theory is Melissa saw how loved Sandra was by the community and it made her jealous. I'd love to hear what you think.
You don't gotta love to hear nothing. I'm gonna tell you exactly what Sandra did. Sandra, she one of them. Look, when you take Xanax, every now and then it's gonna put your moods and your everything out of whack. I don't care who you are. If you have been on a person who take, been around a person who takes Xanax, you know how they move. They have random mood swings. They will have random mood swings, and then they do dumb stuff that just don't make sense to the world. I don't care how much I try to justify it. They do dumb stuff that don't make sense to the world. It'd be like, bro, why is you doing that? No, I can drive. I can do this. I can do that. And they like, no, you can't. Man, and it'd be the lowest dose. Like she said, 2 milligrams, you gave that little girl that. You did that. You weird. And she over here trying to play crazy. She over here fake playing crazy, you know. I'm seeing through all it. How you gonna be Peter Parker? You gonna be Sherlock Holmes himself, find a note doing all this. Like, you found a note. Hold on. Like, who? First off, you said, "Oh, my suitcase missing," right? Then the little girl get found in her suitcase. Then you find a note, and then, "Oh, I found the note. It was in the ground." Don't play with me. Please don't play with me. Don't play with me. I don't know. You not Sherlock Holmes. Stop. You not him. You not Encyclopedia Brown. You not Wishbone. You none of them. You not them. I'm not listening to that. Yeah, R.I.P. to Sandra. I'm not listening to nothing this woman talking about. Then I just take my medicine and let them dissolve in the water. No. You be abusing your medicine. She on Xanax. How you a Sunday school teaching you on Xanax? I don't know if that go together, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. A drug that make you, like, every now and then you're gonna have mood swings and they be bad. And you not finna sit right here and argue with me. I'm not arguing with nobody. I just seen millions of people take Xanax. They'll be cool. Sometimes they laughing, sometimes they tired, sometimes they chill. Other times they think they can drive and shit. You gotta, man, sit down. You can't drive. Yes, I can. Then they aggressive and all extra BS. You gotta know. Sometimes they feel like it's their way and they got the perfect plan so they can succeed and go about it. Yeah. Stop playing with me. Do y'all background checks. That's one thing that I've been new. I've been new to do. Them background checks. I'll just be letting people just be in places. I'd have been like, okay. You seem off. Nah, quit giving people the benefit of the doubt. Oh, she's just a little weird. Nah. Why she weird? I've been around a lot of normal people. Why she weird? This ain't no weird as in, oh, I eat this type of food. Oh, I live. Nah. It's you in the same setting, but it's weird. Nah. Come on. Look, you can be around, I can be around vegans, vegetarians, whatever, like all type of whoever's, and you can all find normal people that you laugh, conversate with, ha ha, he, yeah, was like, come on, you not finna play with me. It ain't about who you are. Some people are just weird and they need to be watched. Some people are weird and they need to be watched. I don't care. Quit trying to give them people the benefit of the doubt. Cause that's always what happened. People be like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. She is just so." If somebody is too perfect all the time and you never see them get a little mad, hey, watch them. Cause when they snap, that's the worst thing ever. Cause you gotta remember the nice lady growing up. You remember when she got mad? Remember when a nice lady got mad growing up? Yeah, everybody finna sit down. I know. She nice, but hey, don't play with her. When she got mad, she got mad. It's levels to it. You got a nice lady, and remember the teachers that were just always so nice? Yeah. Remember how they acted? Yeah. Those the ones that you scare me. Like, I don't think he gonna make it at the end of the day. I'm being for real though. But hey, yeah, watch y'all kids. Quit letting y'all kids just go with anybody. Cause you named all family members than her. Nah, she could have been with her uncle, this, that, but then you name her. Man, get on. Stop playing. And all that, we in church. This our church community, our church family. Look, hey, if you was born in the 90s in general and up, stop playing. We not playing that. 90s and up. We ain't playing that. We ain't playing that. Leaving our kids and no church. That's the older generation want us to do that. I'm not doing that. Cause the devil find ways to manipulate. Y'all don't be understanding that. Oh yeah, at church that's cool. But oh man, y'all they act like the church itself just automatically just get rid of demons. Like it just, it's not evil people in here. The church just try to expose them. You seen them do some off stuff I use in church. Cause look, this what happened. As soon as this story came out, 80 people came out with stories on how weird she was. And I'm tired of people doing that after the fact. Do that before the fact. Yeah, y'all always doing it after the fact. After the fact, you can say how, oh yeah, I did notice this. I did. You should have been saying that. Because as you call it judging somebody, but it's really red flags. It's a difference between you judging somebody and it's being like, dang, like, nah, I don't trust you. Like, it's just something off about you. I just don't, that's not hate. That you don't trust nobody, that's not hate. You gotta make sure that's not an enemy. He'd be like, oh, you don't have to trust everybody. You can be like, oh, I don't know about you. It's okay. It's okay. That is not hate. Because some people can't be trusted. You got to realize somebody is an ally or an enemy. If you sit right there and try to be open arms with everybody, you will never know who is who. And that's how they get you. Every single video I done watched, that's how they get them. Everybody come in open arms instead of sitting back and being like, yeah, I'm seeing red flags. Let me step back. I'll be cool with you from a distance. Some people you got to be friends with from a distance. She is one of them people. Exactly. But look, they don't be understanding. It's real life levels to this though. But I'm finna go ahead and get up out of here. Hit that like, subscribe button. Quit trying to be open arms with everybody. It's okay to be distant. Because that's what, like, you protecting your energy. You gonna either protect your energy or deal with the consequences. It's your choice, really.